Hey everybody, what is going on? Felicia Hale coming to you live from Roseville, Michigan. And I realize now I have TikTok on the wrong side of the camera. And I don't know how to fix this. Okay, so we'll just... No idea. Don't know how that just happened. Okay, we're gonna just exit right out of this. End that. And then we're gonna go live again on TikTok. Sorry guys, bear with me. Alright, well we'll try this again, this time facing forward like we originally planned. Alright, so now that we got everything up and rolling, again, Felicia Hale coming to you live from Roseville, Michigan, and today I wanted to do a little bit of a get ready with me while we talk about mindset. I do have some notes with me here. We've been doing book club in my organization, so we're rereading the book Atomic Habits. And so today I thought I would come on and talk a bit about mindset because it's something that I've always had to kind of pull myself together in, and it's something that I know a lot of other people need that same push. And some people haven't even realized that a lot of the things that are going on in their lives are because of the state. Was not sure how that was working out. So, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about what I've been reading in Atomic Habits. So do me a favor, if you're tuning in live, please say hello to me so I can say hi to you. And if you're catching the replay, I know on TikTok you can't really catch a replay, but you can drop a replay and I will say hi to you later. We're gonna do something about this map. We're also gonna work it into Atomic Habits. So first, let's break down. If you're joining, say hello. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Let's break down what is a habit. And basically, simply put, a habit is a tiny auto response, right? Sometimes we have habits that we're not even like really aware of our habits, just something that we do. It's a tiny auto response. And some of the notes that I had, I really wanted to share because I've been kind of in a hole myself. So if any of you can kind of relate to being in this space mentally, even as maybe it was what some people might call as an optimist, like I need you to drop the word relate in the comments, because I'll tell you, this past couple of weeks has been pretty hard on me mentally, emotionally and physically. I'll say that. I know that people have different seasons of their life, but I've been going through some things with my health that has caused my mindset to shift. And I've always been the type of person to desire better habits. So if you're that type of person, let me see some stuff in the chat. Light up the hearts, whatever you gotta do. Like, where's my people at, right? So the quality of our lives depends on the quality of our lives depends on the quality of our habits. So, if you're living a quality of life that you're not comfortable in, or you're living in a mind space that you're not comfortable in, we have to analyze our habits, right? So if you analyze your habits, or if you're talking mindset, it would be your thoughts, habitual thoughts, more than likely what you're constantly saying to yourself, what you're talking internally, right? So instead of me trying to scale this entire mountain, because I am an impulsive thinker. Do I have any other impulsive thinkers? If you're one, like drop impulse in the comments, or let me see some ones if you don't want to write all that. But for me, I know I tend to become really impulsive and I want my fixes like immediately, right? Like, I decided I want to be a better person. I'm going on a weight loss journey. I'm going to lose 30 pounds tomorrow. Like, does anybody else do this to themselves? Or is it just me? So what I'm beginning to realize is that instead of trying to recreate this entire new life, start small. Pick one thing and do it really well. So what's one thing you can pick, right? If it's a mindset shift for you, what's one thing you want to improve on? Is it that you want to have healthier mindset around eating, around working out, maybe around complaining? I don't know. Maybe you want to have a habit of starting to drink water. Pick one thing and focus on it. Do it really well, because it's the 1% shifts that make the difference, right? Instead of us trying to go from 0 to 100, just focus on getting that next 1%, right? Sometimes in life things can be overwhelming and we don't understand why we feel the way we do, or why we give up on our dreams or our goals because, we're not reaching them as fast, or we begin to doubt ourselves because we're like, why isn't it happening? I'm doing all the things. Like, can you guys relate? Drop relate in the comments. Let me know what's up. Why is this not working for me? I'm doing the things, I'm listening to the self-help, because we're taking off more than we can chew, more than likely. If you can relate to that, let me know. But how can you implement 1% better every day? You pick the one thing and you focus on it until you do it really well. Or maybe you pick 2, 3 small things. For me, it's focus one thing at a time. I have to do that with myself. So if you can relate, let me know. Yes. Thank you, Tamara Chica. Appreciate you. But if you realize this, if you get 1% better each day, you're 37% better by the end of the year. It's a third of your already operating progress, increasing, right? Even maybe, I think a little more than a third. So a third of your personal development can be shifted by committing to 1% better every day by the end of the year. Outcomes are lagging measures. Do not give time to negative thoughts, right? So a lot of times we put our emphasis on the outcomes. We fall in love with the outcome. Well, we want to lose 37 pounds. We fall in love with that girl who's currently in a size 14, but she wants to be a size 2. She used to be a size 2. She remembers what that's like. Or maybe she doesn't. Maybe she wants to know really bad what that's like. And so she spends her days thinking, what would it be like for her to be in that size 2? And then comparing herself to other girls that have started that journey and have gotten results faster, right? So you're falling in love with the result. And instead, you could be falling in love with the process. Because people are good at setting momentary goals. We fall in love with the goals, what the result looks like when we achieve the goal, right? But we don't often fall in love with the system, with the process. And that's why we don't commit to it, right? Because we know if we fall in love with the goal, it's temporary, it's fleeting, because our goals change even. But if we fall in love with the process of achieving our goal, we can apply that process, that mindset, that shift to achieving every goal we set out to achieve in the future. Like, does this ring in any bells? Like, let me see who's getting this, okay? Like, for real. If you commit to the process, if you stick it out with the system, if you fall in love with the system, then you realize, goals are restricting your happiness. The system is teaching you how to flow and recreate that happiness in every situation you're in. Hey, Jacob, what's up? So if you're falling in love with the system, you're falling in love with the process of getting yourself better, you're committing to that 1%, then you know you can duplicate that in any aspect you want. If it's financial health, if it's physical health, if it's spiritual health, mental health, if it's whatever it is. Maybe you just want to try to commit to washing your dishes every night. I don't know, girl, be struggling sometimes, okay? But like, it's the process. So for me, it's that one step at a time. If it is my dishes or curling my hair, because girl knows she be going out in public looking all types of scary, okay? If it's implementing self-care, then start with one thing. Like, don't like wake up and say, if you haven't brushed your teeth in 2 weeks because you're so depressed, like don't wake up and say, I'm gonna brush my teeth every day. I'm gonna take a shower, I'm gonna wash my hair, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do, no, like start with the teeth. Please start with the teeth. Your friends and family will thank you. But no judgment, girl. It's been in some dark places before. But start with the one thing. Commit to that. And then once you've mastered it, let's say you've committed to it, it's been 10 days, it's been 20 days, add another habit. Okay, now you can stack a habit to your teeth brushing, right? Now it's, okay, I'm gonna wash my face too. Like I was doing it sometimes, but I wasn't doing it every day. So now that I know when I see my toothbrush and I'm done brushing my teeth, I can immediately know like it's time to wash my face. Like it sounds silly, but you guys, there are people out in the world who are struggling to just find a reason why they need to get out of bed. Why they need to go forward. Why are they here? What is their purpose? There are people that do not know that simple shifts in your mindset can change your entire life. Because they say perception is reality, and what you perceive is your reality. So if you're surrounded by a bunch of stinking thinking, guess what your reality smells like? PU, right? I feel this. You're exactly right. Thank you, Tamara Chica. You're my girl. And I wanted to say that because I've spent the last couple weeks being surrounded in stinking thinking. And it got me thinking. Why? Right? You're such a positive person, Felicia. You're so optimistic. Like, what are you doing down in the dumps? You just slumming it all of a sudden? Why are we back to this? I thought we were healed. Felicia, hail, the health evangelist, hail for health, all the things, right? Like, why are you so down? Well, because I'm a human, number one. Number two, because everybody has problems. And number three, because I was neglecting the system. I know, and I'm going to share this with you guys in hopes that you can develop your system. But I know that my system is getting into a space of praise and worship, turning on music that makes me feel good about myself. That makes me, sometimes, like if I'm overwhelmed and I have sensory overload, sometimes I need a good cry to let some of that out. So I don't know if that's for you. Maybe it's not, but girl be holding a lot in, so sometimes in my alone time I need to let some out. And I'm okay to admit that publicly. Go ahead and hate if you want to. Don't faze me, because I'm going to still cry alone. And still be happy, because that's okay. And the other thing is, when you find yourself in a situation that you can't seem to pull yourself up from, you taking a step back and realizing that you've abandoned the system. The system for me, turning on praise and worship, getting into the word, reflecting on things that make me happy. Okay, what are you really sad about? I'm sad because, you know, I didn't hit my goal. I've been doing some personal health issues and dealing with a lot of things mentally that I didn't feel sure how to process, I'll just say. Dealing with some old trauma has been very healing to me, but it's also been very scary for me. And I've had to learn to kind of pull myself back up again. And doing that is going back to what works. Getting in the word, doing the worship, finding my happy, whatever that looks like for you. If you don't know what it looks like, take a second to journal, right? We can journal, like, what makes you happy? What is something that, like, if you walk past this place and they are playing that one song, girl just can't help but wiggle a little. Like, if you have one of those, write it down. What is it? Where's the place you like to go? Like, I know if I tell myself I'm going to do this, like, I'm going to be inspired to get ready. I'm going to be inspired to do the things. Like, girl will go all out. What is it? Do you like to go out to eat? Call a friend. Go out to eat. You're like, sis, I'm low on finances. That is something I like to do, but I can't do it. Okay, call a friend. Make a picnic in the park. Get all dressed up and have a photo shoot. You know, do the things you would do. Create those experiences. I mean, there's always a way, right? Maybe that's not what it looks like for you, but it could be something. There's always a way to create a better mindset. And as long as we focus on that and focus on what makes us happy, we can begin to hone that in. Hey, hey, what's up, Queen Kitty on the line. I'm just saying because, you know, I spend so much time in my feelings, in my stinking thinking, and my dark, depressing thoughts. And I have spent so much time being kicked, being down, being out, feeling broken, all the things, and doing it alone because people are like, oh, you're surrounded by people. Yeah, but by people who don't get my struggle, man, and sometimes that can be lonely too. So, you know, you bear a lot of weight because you don't always talk about the struggle because the people you're around, you don't always want them to feel the struggle. So you bear that weight and you bear it silently, you bear it quietly, you bear it the best way you know how until you fall out and then you just pretend like you were taking a nap, you get back up again like, ooh, that was a good nap. But in all reality, you were like questioning the entire basis of your being. Why do we do it? Because we need a safe space, right? So create that for yourself. If you don't know what it looks like, find it, journal it. What's that place? You like reading books? What are some of your favorite books? What are some of the feelings you had when you remember reading those books? You like listening to podcasts? You like getting some feel-good Eric Thomas up in your ears? You know, boy was eating out of garbage cans. Now he's out here living 100. What is it for you? Think about it, journal it, reflect on it, and then decide in what space in your life you're going to empty, right? I am going to, for me, I like to turn on worship music and clean my house because I went through an ugly phase where, if you don't know, I've shared some of my story, but I used to be really bad at OCD. Liked it a certain way. I was messy as a kid, and then I got my ish together, and then I thought, you know, that was the way it was going to be, and then I married my husband, and we don't have the same views, and that's okay. My family, I guess I just live with a bunch of animals, and they know that I think that way, so I'm not talking smack. But I had to come to terms with the fact that my house is not always going to look the way that I think it should look. Like I'm living in some sort of Better Homes magazine because you have to be real with yourself and say you have kids and a whole life and 2 dogs that one is the size of a horse. Like what you want, it's not realistic, right? You can have those things, but you have to work a little harder to get them then. And if you're not prepared to work a little harder, what can you do to keep the peace? I'm going to turn on praise and worship music and just see if we can get through the dishes. Okay? Woo! These dishes. Forever long. Where my mom's at. If you feel me, I have to hand wash. So kudos to all you fancies with your dishwashers. Yes. So yes, that's another great point. Thank you, Tamara Chica. That's awesome. I switched to Christian music in my workout. I like rap. Your girl was a little thuggish, ruggish. Okay? So I didn't know that there was like cool Christian music. Or like trap rap and all the things. Like you're like, they don't have it. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. That's what I work out to. Doing that created a healthier mindset around my workouts. It was easier for me to form that obsession to my workout. And I do say obsession. And if I got Christian Karens on here going, you can't be obsessed with anything but Jesus. Look, I'm going to tell you something. I feel you. And I understand what you're saying. Well, obsessing something just becomes when you fixate on something, so you manifest it. There's nothing really wrong with that. We do that when we apply faith. And I know people think that sounds crazy, so Christian Karens, don't come for me. I love y'all just the same. Said what I said. I will back it up. Yes. You gotta make the switch. Actually, if you like that, there is a song called Switch by Zaytoven and Lecrae. Shy Speaks, it's a feature. That's one of my favorites. Switch it up. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to come on here and talk forever long, but your girl's hair takes forever. And I don't know if we should keep it going to the end or if we need to wrap this up, but I was intending on repurposing this audio for one of my podcasts. Might have to trim this bad boy up a bit, you know what I'm saying? Like this hair. Thank you. So appreciate you. Does anybody have any questions surrounding mindset? Like any advice that you would seek to ask someone? Like I'm open for questions. Maybe I don't say that enough. But if you guys have questions, I will gladly answer to the best of my ability. I just, I've done a lot of work on myself, and I've made it a point to study the good book and make some changes in my life. Aw, thank you, Sissy. I know that for a lot of us, when we talk about creating a new version of ourselves, we have ideas of what this person looks like, right? So I want you, if you're into doing a little homework, do me a favor. Write down, picture the best version of you. Write down, what does this person look like? Does this person work out? Does this person eat healthy? How's this person's energy? How's this person's mood? How is their interactions with other humans? What do they like to do? What do they like to wear? You know, like imagine yourself. For a lot of you, it's finances, right? Because I know when I think about Better Me has a lot more money. Okay, Better Me has a lot more money. Better Me needs a lot more money to do the things that Better Me wants to do. So finance is a big part of it, but also stop and consider the little things. Like, not only what shoes are you wearing, does she not have her nails done, but what does this person feel like when they think about how they are, how they treat people, and how people treat them? Think about those things. Think about how you would like changes around there. Start journaling what the better you looks like, right? Because if you don't have it in your vision, if you don't conceptualize it in your mind, how can you say to yourself, well, I'm going to commit to 1% better every day? That's cool. What does it look like, though? Right? Get the grand picture in mind. Don't do what I did and try to create the grand picture from scratch and do it overnight and then be mad when you wake up. You decided on Sunday you wanted to be better by Monday and you wake up Tuesday and you ain't that much different. Okay, guilty as charged. Feeling some type of way about it too. Listen, I like speedy results. But what can you commit to? Once you realize what that person looks like, you realize what that person feels like, what that person makes other people feel like, you can start to create tiny habits around that person. You can bring better you into the now by stacking those habits. How do I know? Because I used to be a couch potato. Round, lifeless, just not looking super colorful. I was a little bit brown, you know, I like my tan, but still, potato. Okay? And I had to make some shifts in my life. I was struggling with autoimmune disease, thyroid conditions, all types of things. I had reasons to be a couch potato. I had excuses I could gladly give out, right? But the truth is, I hated my life in that time. I hated the girl that I was in that time. And I needed better. My kids needed better. I got tired of telling my 2-year-old, my 3-year-old to go find something to do. Like, how is he going to find? He doesn't know life. He can't even find his toes. Like, show him what to do, you bum alum. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I laid there lifeless, crying, wishing, hoping, praying for some motivation, not understanding why it's so hard. And then I made a commitment to my health and wellness journey. And I decided, you're going to get serious about your health. Like, okay, your kid, everybody know you sick. How long are you going to ride that wave? Right? You were born different. Everybody know you special. Pick a different channel. Okay? Can't ride that wave forever. We're going to need you to do some self-improvement, little lady, or, just get out the way. Make room for the other people trying to grow. And I felt that way. I tried to get out the way, let me tell you. I tried to remove myself from the equation. And then I said, you know what? That's not fair. There's people who need you, people that are waiting on you, people that know that you were meant to shine. They see this flicker of light, and every time they get close, you close the door on them. Instead, how about being consistent to the glow? How about being consistent to the shine? How are you going to do that? You're going to take control of your health. You're going to get serious about your mindset. You're going to show your kids that you can change your outcome. You can change your circumstances by changing everything up here. I had a kid who developed attention deficit disorder. He was flunking school. I got him to take control of his health and wellness journey through me taking control of mine. And now his grades are A's, B's. He got a couple C's. Every once in a while that geometry dips below the line of acceptable. But you know what? I'm working with him, and he's working with himself. And that's what's important. So my commitment had a ripple effect on my family. And at the beginning, it started with just me trying to catch a breath. Just me trying to say, I'm just out here trying to get up off the couch. And now my son wants to get grades. Now my son wants to do his hair. I couldn't convince him that walking out of the door with your hair not done in pajamas was not an acceptable way to live life. But why was I trying to convince him that when I'm up in the Walmart looking like a hobo? No disrespect to my sweatpants moms. I do it. Okay? But what I'm saying is, where was he going to learn to take pride in his image? The version of me from 6 years ago that he was too young to remember? Where was he going to learn that? He had to learn it from me. I had to start it. I had to be the cause. I had to be the reason to get him to want to do something. And I didn't know that at the time because I was trying to just keep my own self afloat. But what ended up happening was my oldest son went on a journey for health and wellness. Now my husband has started his journey with health and wellness. And your girl was forever long praying about this on her hands and knees, on the face, spit and volunteers, all of it, okay? Up in the church, asking the folks, pray for my husband. And he's a great guy. He's not a bad guy. I want, impulsive, you girl. I want the results, okay? I said the things. I did the things. I thought if I begged God and snotted all over his altar, I could dial me a man. It doesn't work that way. You have to be inspiring. Be the change you want to see in the world. Gandhi had it right. Look, we may not agree on all of our religious beliefs, but I don't have to in order for me to know dude had some profound wisdom. Okay? We need to stop hating on each other for those silly things and start loving each other because everybody has something to bring to the table. Tired of it too. So now it started me 2 years ago. And then my oldest son, he's about it. My husband, he's getting on board. I don't know if it's because my youngest son got abs and biceps. He was like, hold on, young buck. I don't think so. Maybe that had something to do with it. But he's on. And now my youngest son, who's only 5, he doesn't know another way to live. he likes to indulge in sweets, don't get me wrong, he's still a child. But he prefers to eat healthy meals. He prefers to do healthy activities. Yes, he still likes his video games, and I have to work on censoring the amount of screen time because that's a challenge as a parent for every one of us. But he doesn't know another way. We wake up, we drink our drinks, we do our exercises. We have different programs around here. We got man in training, gentleman's training. He has to do workouts. Certain amount of workouts or cleaning to earn screen time. So he's like coming down, sitting on the floor next to me, trying to do some sit-ups. Like, can I play the game? No, do some more sit-ups. Oh, okay, here I go. And it's funny to me to think where it came from. Because the couch potato me 2 years ago would not have been able to inspire her children to do the workouts. I would have been probably playing the games with them. Like, well, we ain't got nothing else to do. I haven't played video games since I was in the 9th grade, but we'll give it a whirl because it's something I can do from the couch. No! I had to get that out of my head. Girl went headlong into The Sims one time when COVID hit. I admit, I used to be a Sims junkie. Anybody else relate to The Sims? I need to know we're my Sims fans because I love The Sims. Like, something about having ultimate control over all the people. Like, that was me, right? Like, I could dress them, I could talk them, I could walk them. Everything is my control. So I love The Sims. I went headlong into The Sims, and I realized, like, 3 hours into playing this after my part-time shift, because I went back to work during the winter because we were at a point where my husband's opportunity, he's an entrepreneur, wasn't sustaining us over the winter. So I got a part-time job, and thankfully I don't have to do that anymore. But I would come home and play this game for like 3-4 hours. And I'm like, that was like a huge time. Like, look at your sink. Who's cooking dinner? Like, what happened? You're playing The Sims. Like, And so I had to get off The Sims because I went too hard. That's me, all in or all out. But it taught me something, that 2 things actually, was that number 1, I can make better use of my time, and number 2, you can find happiness in places where you're not in total control. I'm gonna say that again. You can find happiness in places you're not in total control. Why was I playing The Sims? I didn't have control over my life. I was working a job that I didn't want to work, living a life that I didn't want to live, in a shape that I didn't want to be in, feeling some type of way. And I was avoiding life, forfeiting living so that I could live in an alternate reality that I could control. I know that's tough for some of you, but it's true. And maybe it's not video games for you, but maybe it's something. Are you binge watching Netflix, living through your favorite characters? Wishing you could have a better life, depressed because you don't? What can you implement? Go back to your journal. These times will get you guys. We gotta be careful. We have to take our thoughts captive or be held captive by our thoughts. I don't know about you guys, but there's one that sounds a little more appealing. I also have claustrophobia. I don't want to be held captive by anything except Jesus Christ, my Lord Almighty. Everything else is a no, thank you. You can't be held captive anymore. Why? Because during this past week, when I was having all my ups and downs, I found myself back on that couch. Every single day I laid on my couch this week. And then my friend called and she was like, you want to go to the cider mill? And I was like, yeah. Well, we didn't go to the cider mill, but she got me out of the house. I don't know if that was part of her plan, but Miranda. And she just kind of let me exist in her space. She embraced my children and let me exist in her space. Sometimes we need to find a friend that we're comfortable with, that we can do that with. And if we don't have that, you know, maybe that's not your channel, but I would definitely work on securing a friend that you can do that with. We cannot be alone, and that right there is proof. I was alone, I was in my stinking thinking, and it took my friend to say, come to the cider mill, that little bamboozler, because we didn't go. We did something cooler though. We went to her dad's and got to have family time, and I got to connect with somebody who was a big part of my past and somebody that I love and cherish to this day, and watch how they got to interact with my children, and that made me feel good. It also said, Felicia, after this weekend, you need to push live button again. You need to go live and show up because people are waiting for you. I don't know if y'all noticed, but I wasn't going live. Why? Because I was swimming in my feelings. And I'm not too proud to say that. I was allowing the things that were happening in my physical body to yet again take control of my mental presence, which then again took control of my actions. I'm not comfortable with that level of control, so I had to go back, start at the basic root. Take control of your thoughts, take control of your habits, control the process so you can get the outcome. I'm not in love with the outcome anymore. The outcome is a better me who is organized, whose house is clean, whose kids are quiet and faithful, respectful, all the things. Whose pantries are stocked, doors are open, smiles lit, presence is radiant, right? This is better me. Sounds like me. But I know that if I don't do the small things, like lift my head up off the couch, push this like button for you guys, if I don't give out what's been put inside of me, not only am I robbing you guys from all the things that's been invested, but I'm robbing myself, because if I keep that down in my vessel, that which has already been given to me, and I don't give it out, that means that that vessel stays full. And if I don't give something away, then I don't have room to grow more. I don't have room for fresh things in my vessel. And I don't want my vessel to get stale, because then stuff starts stinking again, right? Can you guys relate? You went off on a whole thing, and my hair still ain't done. Okay, how are we looking now? Is we photo ready? Because I'm going to change this hoodie, because I said it. Okay, I'm wearing my kids' sweatpants too. I'm gonna get out of these sweats. I'm gonna go put on some fancy clothes, and y'all be on the lookout for the pictures that come. Cause I might be feeling some type of way. And I'll just tell you, I woke up this morning feeling like hot shikaka. Like there was nothing positive and radiant about my mindset. But I knew what I knew, and that's what I teach all of you. Go back to the space. What's the one thing? Praise music. Immediately turned on praise music, and then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make a TikTok. Make a TikTok. Why did I do that? Because that's something I was neglecting. That's part of me growing my business. I grow my business online. Girl needs to be on the TikTok. So I made a TikTok. First thing I did, change my mindset, implement something. Then I was like, I feel inspired. I accomplished. I got on Power Hour. I posted about my business. I did all the things. And then I was like, this is great. Yes, feed me more. And then I was like, we're going live and we're going to do our hair. Holy crap, look at your hair. Do we have enough time to go live for this? And now we're here and my hair is done. And I'm like, I'm going to change my outfit. I'm going to get looking good, and I am going to take some pictures. I'm going to go outside and play with my kid. I'm going to do things that make me feel good, and I'm going to cook a tasty meal, because that's what I decided to do today. And I feel inspired, and whatever happens after that, y'all got to stay tuned. But I'm challenging you. Start with the one thing, because it becomes a snowball. Just like how it works in the negative, that one negative thought becomes a snowball. You can either take it captive or allow it to take you captive. There's only always one choice, one or the other, right? I don't know about you, but I am tired of living in a space where my thoughts control my life. I want to control my thoughts so that I control my life. Let's say that again. I want to control my thoughts so that I can control my life. because it starts here. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you got the value. I love you all. Be blessed. We'll talk again soon because I feel this fire. I'm going to be back. Bye.